You're watching this video. I've rewatched the whole project and I'm putting this in so it'll make sense. I applied to this college, okay, called Parsons. Parsons is part of the new school. Parsons is like a really dope place. And I had to make this thing called the Parsons Challenge. My entry, besides my portfolio, which was hella like things themselves, was this video and this project. So I had to make a project and then I was gonna have to write an essay explaining it. But then I low-key I was like, I'm better at videos and like documenting things and like kind of making a diary out of things. And without further ado, here you go. Now, before this starts, I'm gonna preface this by saying this video is not going to be entertaining in the slightest. I mean, maybe some parts, but like overall, no. This video is way more informative. So I tried to make this entertaining, but once again, this is informative and it's kind of just explaining how I did what I did. So let's start. I'm not sure how you are meeting this video. Maybe you're an admissions officer. Maybe you're on my Instagram and this was hidden within one of the posts in my feed. But to cut to the chase, my name is Ian and this video is the behind the scenes of my new project, Frames. This project is kind of a step away from everything I've been doing so far on this Instagram account that I have, and it's, you know, dipping into a little bit more experimentation, but more on that later. This video, as well as the feed itself, is being submitted to colleges, and the purpose of this video is it documents how I made the feed and it kind of takes you through the entire process. So without further ado, let me bring you into the world of Frames. I'm gonna start filming. Your name is gonna be in the credits, by the way.
Yeah!
Wait, hold on, let me get it focused first. Let me get it focused. So I'm with my friend Cameron right now, and I also want to apologize for this lighting, but I feel like there's just no way around it. This is just the way I work. My friend Cameron, she's one of my best friends, and we FaceTime and call all the time, and she is helping me right now because she is also very creative, and we are brainstorming. So what I have come up with so far is possibly splitting the project into like 3, maybe 6 pieces. So at this point, Cameron and I were just discussing about, you know, possible concepts and, you know, fun stuff. She's so creative. All right, so Cameron had to go take a shower, but now I guess I have more freedom to tell you about what I'm thinking about for this project. So these different types of frames will feature different types of looks and aesthetics and editing inside each of them. And I think that this could be a fun idea. As you can see on the screen right now, usually the overall design that I end up creating on my Instagram is split up into either 9 or 12 pieces. So I realized I didn't say this before, so it might not be very clear, but I run an Instagram account where if you just view the entire profile all at once, all of the images align to make one big picture. And I kind of utilize this in a way where I make like multiple big pictures, maybe like 3 or 6, 9, 12, somewhere along that many posts, and then they all form the same design. And then one of the posts in it, if you tap on it, while it is just a picture, once you tap on the post, it can turn into a video, or maybe it's like a slide post, or maybe it's, I don't know, an IGTV video. So what I'm explaining in this clip is that I'm trying to step outside of my box of what I've been doing. I've mainly only done, you know, 6 to 12 posts, and what that does is it allows me to have a more traditional canvas space. But in the next clip, you'll see that I'm actually trying to expand my taste, and I'm gonna be going into, you know, 3 or maybe even 6 posts. And what that's gonna do is give the workspace a more horizontal space, I don't know. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I think it would really work well with the experimental design I have, but also it's good to push yourself in new ways creatively. So then what I like to do is I like to write down everything so I just don't lose what I'm looking for. So we're gonna do different looks, experiment with the frames, and lastly, we're gonna split it against 3 posts. I also decided on the theme that I wanted to do, which is a bunch of different pictures and maybe different frames on a wall that represent different aesthetics and vibes that I like. So this is what we're working with right now, and while it doesn't look like much, I promise something is coming. Wow. It is 9:04 p.m. So I think we can pull it off. Tonight is supposed to be the filming night slash photoing night. So I plan to get everything done tonight in terms of photo, but tomorrow is the editing. Maybe I'll do more talking segments, if you get what I mean, throughout like the days to come, but yeah. And I have a lot to do, like clean this room. So I like to collect inspiration, and what I seem to be going off of right now is this look that Ariana Grande wore in the Dangerous Woman tour in 2017, where she had, you know, Virgil Abloh off-white jeans with Levi. It's a collaboration piece. And then this regular off-white top. And I liked this picture, but something felt a little bit off. So then I did a little more research and I found this one with a gray top. And I thought that this color palette looked a lot better. I thought that the black was a little bit too harsh. And the gray just kind of gave a more vintage vibe, which was tied together with these really big loose pants. So you might be like, congratulations, Ian. You found a picture of Ariana Grande with a bra and an off-white belt and a pair of jeans. Now what? Well, now we experiment. So I'm looking at these jeans right here. This gray top, which matches her Calvin Klein bra situation. And then we also have this fanny pack from the brand Off-White, which is the same fabric. I think I could experiment with that. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to, you know, put together all of like the inspiration for the outfits that I'm going to do. It's not gonna be a night with much sleep, but I'm very excited because honestly, this is what I love to do. So what I'm doing here is I'm opening up Keynote, and what I hope to do is compile a list of things that I like, you know, looks wise in terms of outfits and maybe like celebrity paparazzi moments or like maybe music videos and things like that, and turn them into something that like I could use as inspiration for my shoot. So we'll see how that goes.
3 days later.
Alright everybody, look number 1. So this is the off-white vintage type of look. And basically what we're working with is this blue pair of jeans, this off-white belt which goes perfectly with the reference, and it's a bag. So I could put it here, put it here. I could not show the bag part. We'll see what happens. Here is this shirt, or possibly even this shirt, because there was a bit of discrepancy. I don't think I used that word correctly. There was some debate in my mind. And honestly, I was thinking about, you know, maybe this sweetener tour. I was thinking about this sweetener tour shirt, which happens to have more of a gray scale, and I think it would hit all the check marks. Bonus is that this area of whites, like the shape, like that, kind of matches the little harness that you see Ariana wearing in the actual picture. I think that the grayscale of colors could honestly offer a bit more variation and take up more of the outfit, which would save my basically. Next outfit. Welcome to the NASA look. So first we have some hoodie options. This chaotic sped up series of clips features all of the different pieces of clothing that I thankfully did not end up wearing. I also documented though what I did end up wearing. Actually, we're scrapping everything I just said because I have a much easier way out and something that I would enjoy way more. So I have worn these outfits 300 million, 100,000 billion, jillion, thousand, 100 million times. Especially on this Instagram account. We have it here, we have it here, we have it here, and there is not much more I need to say. As I was looking for pants, I remembered these that I came across. And they are white, they're semi-reflective, and they come with this nice yellow patch. I also got the jacket version, and I think that me floating in space with a little would be great. Alright, welcome to the 2017 gray muted champagne sauce. I can't really fit this all on this shot, so I'm gonna give you another shot real quick. So for this plain look, I'm thinking we need to stick with a big puffy jacket. I think that this would work really well with the look that I'm trying to pull off. It's very tan, very, you know, like gray, just like very like subtle, chill vibe. And I think that this would complete the look perfectly. This one is also an option, ignore the orange and stuff, but this is a green and black bomber jacket that I kind of made. I zipped them together to get like this combo of green and black that I love, but I think that the green could could also work, except I'm not sure if the green will mess up the color palette of the entire project. I think that if I flip this jacket inside out, it could give this very subdued, like gray type of vibe. Like just that could do something. That could be like a very relaxed vibe. I feel like we're gonna be eliminating things, and I'll update you on this look when we get there. This is the fancy look. Welcome to the fancy look. This look, we have a white button-up shirt. This one kind of scares me. So without further ado, let's just take you into the process of me shooting this shot. Alright, so now we're here. This lighting is bad. I'm getting dressed for the fancy look. It is 11:11. Basically, I'm getting photo shoot ready, and right now I'm in my kitchen because I need a drink and I need a wine glass. This because it looks disgusting. I'm not putting my mouth anywhere near that actually. Alright, I feel like the Snapple looks more real, so that's the one we're going with. So here's what we're working with. This table that definitely wouldn't pass in a gold color palette, but we are going to be recoloring it. So after I prepared my props and my set, I attempted to fix my hair and brows and all that, set up my cameras, and then I looked into the camera and dramatically said, let's start shooting. Wait, I have so much footage from shooting all of these photo shoots, and I think that instead of going through each one with all of my boring comments over and over again, I'd switch it up and just quickly explain everything in a more efficient way. I did warn y'all. I said that this video is way more informative than entertaining, but anyways. Alright, so basically I let my camera run as a video because I don't have anybody to take the pictures for me, and I don't use that like self-timer thing. It just doesn't make sense. So basically now I'm just watching it back to see if I need to do more shooting or if everything's probably gonna be fine. So I think we can call this shoot yay. Hello. So in these shots of the photo shoot, you can see that I'm setting up the cameras and I'm getting everything ready. Alright, it's the next day. I've been in school, but basically what I'm about to do is try and get ready for the like Chanel Be Alright type of Vogue type of situation. I look like a mess, but that's gonna kind of change. So this is the Heron Preston turtle crew neck thing. I don't really know what it's called. It's just a nice sweater, and I think that it'll really help complete the look. And then, alright, just like some of the other shoots, I will be testing both pairs of Chanel glasses because I think that the text will complement really well with the Russian text there. We need lights, more lights, more lights. I'm holding the camera, so this is the only way I could really show the camera. And no action yet because now I need to cosmetically get ready. For the Chanel photo shoot, I didn't really get to do any behind the scenes, but if you see the pictures, they're pretty straightforward, but I will save that for the end. For the little vintage photo shoot, I ended up going with the more grayscale t-shirt. I got all my bags and jewelry on, and then I headed into the hallway where I decided that this could be a cool set. I made a makeshift rolling portable something tripod out of bending a bendable tripod around a clothing rack. I was having a bit of trouble finding a good enough picture, but just like always, me being unprepared actually ended up helping. I found this interesting angle where I was going down the stairs, and you know, while it's not my favorite because this aesthetic is honestly very far outside of my comfort zone, I decided that it was different and it was fun and it was kind of pushing me and maybe other people who know me in a new direction kind of, so I was happy with it. Right after I got these vintage shots, I had to go straight into the NASA photo shoot. Unfortunately, I am still in school and I really do not have any time to spare, which is not fun. So I'm moving directly into the next photo shoot, the NASA photo shoot. This one I think is gonna be pretty simple. All it is I'm gonna lay on the floor and kind of make it look like I'm like floating in space, and then I'll like cut that out or something and make something out of that. So here's the outfit, and it's all white. So I decided to use the same type of tripod device that I made, and what I did was I bent it around the exact same spot, except this time I made the camera point down. This way I could kind of lay on the ground and give the illusion that I was floating in space. My original idea was to like stand in the air and like pose in weird ways, but I think this worked out way better because the gravity is completely different when you're not standing up, so I think that these turned out quite well. We're moving into one of my favorite parts of this little like documentation, I guess. And that's when I would FaceTime my friend Cameron, who you've seen once, and she, you know, would give me her opinion on the photos that I took.
With a little bit of recoloring. Anyway.
So for the first photo, we can talk about the fancy photo shoot. So I did decide to recolor this photo shoot, and the reason for that is because my walls and the table and like just all the colors, it was not something that I was really interested in worrying about. And thankfully, due to digital editing, we can recolor, you know, add grain, make things look like almost a real Polaroid now. Then we have what I'm now calling the hat and glasses look. So for this look, I tried to do something similar to what I was planning on doing with the vintage look. And it didn't really end up how I wanted it, so I decided to just kind of mess around with grain and stuff because I took these pictures in the night and the lighting was kind of messed up and it messed with the quality of the picture. And while I would love to brag about like how good I am at camera work, that's just not the case. I'm not good at camera work. So all of the work that I do usually starts from an accident, and then I work around my mistakes, and then that ends up being like the new signature style. So that's what this picture is, and it has a lot of grain on it to kind of mask, you know, how bad I am. But what I mean is that I, you know, worked with the vibe of like what the jacket and the hat was kind of giving me, and the glasses are also vintage. And then I decided that like it would look good with some grain on it as well, and I also recolored it. So now the picture looks like this. Next we have the Vogue, Chanel, Be Alright type of vibe photo shoot, and I think this one was pretty fun. I might have cut it out, but I wore my right AirPod the entire time I was doing that photo shoot, and I did not realize it was in. So here I am going through all these different pictures, and every single time I turn to this side, there's just an AirPod sticking out of my ear, ruining the whole shoot. So that was really fun. But I don't think that, you know, this type of picture for like me physically is my strong suit, but you know what, I had fun with it and I liked it, and it was once again something that I'm not strong with, so it was like a new challenge. It was pushing myself to go into a new direction, and I think it's fun. It's very simple, and I wanted to also work off of that because while a lot of work that I've done in the past is very visually complex, I kind of relied too much on the editing. Of course, there's a little bit of digital retouching in terms of like grain and quality and, you know, like skin stuff, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Next we have the vintage shoot, which was, in my opinion, a roller coaster. I had to move 3 times. I didn't know what I was doing. Made up that little tripod clothing rack thing on the spot. But you know, that was fun. I'm glad that I did it. Once again, it's all about pushing yourself in new places. So for this look, I decided that, you know, it looked cool, simple. However, I wanted to just add a little something because the other ones I'm keeping very, very simple as well. So for this, I decided to cut out me on the stairs along with some pieces, I guess, of the stairs, which I've done traditionally in the past, so I'm still keeping my roots. And then I decided to, you know, throw it on some clouds in a city just because, you know, it might not look super new if you know me, but this whole, like, I would not pair these items together normally and wear that amount of jewelry. So I think that this was very fun. So I decided to tie it in with my old aesthetic, and that's where we kept that. Lastly, we have the NASA photo shoot. So this one I think is one of my favorites. I had a lot of fun with this. Originally, I was planning on doing like a realistic type of thing where I'm floating in space, but I really, you know, I still do love my scrapbooking digital roots, and I decided to stick to that on this one. However, with some new little elements. I was kind of inspired by like some 2018 artwork because 2018 to 2019, that's when NASA was very popular, and you know, singers were using it like in music videos and album covers and stuff, and then like it was very popular in fashion with people like Heron Preston. So what I decided to do was kind of reference some art from that time. So I did use a little bit more scrapbook type stuff, so I added like some little space stickers, and instead of my regular masking tape, which I use on my Instagram, I decided to use clear tape that was like scanned and photocopied or whatever, and I think that this was very fun, and I like how it turned out. Alright, so that brings the world of frames to a close, and I think that this project was super fun for me. It was very like step outside of the box-y, if you get what I mean. I said that so many times in this project, which I apologize for. I really feel like with each project in there and with every little photo and every little touch in this from the start, even just with like 3 instead of like 9 or 12 posts. I think in every way possible, I did step outside of my bounds a lot, and I'm happy that I did, because I think that as an artist, it's really important for you to, you know, push yourself in new directions. You know, whether you're telling a story or whether you're just trying to invoke a great time, both are, in my opinion, equally dope. And I think that no matter what you're doing, it's always great to push yourself in new directions. Just like the pictures themselves, these are all little pieces of me, but they're not entirely, you know, me as a whole. So I think all these together, you know, in each other's frames and everything, they kind of just exist as like my composure. Here's how the final project turned out. I did just want to point out that while this is the final version of the piece of art, this is actually the version that will be going up. The top, bottom, and probably sides will be cropped off when I go to split the picture, but this is a more accurate representation of the final product. Once again, I apologize because I don't think this was the most entertaining video, but I hope that, you know, you maybe learned something from it, maybe you saw something cool, I don't know. I think it was fun. I documented what I did, and I haven't really done something this extensive before for this account. So thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Okay guys, alright. Basically, the only reason why I want to offer this explanation is because my hair looks really bad in the last video. I filmed and did that project over the course of like, honestly, like a week, probably a little bit less, probably like 3 or 4 days. It was like very rough. My hair looked really bad in that clip, and I just want to apologize because I hated the way it looked. But if you want to see where that project is, you can go view the project on my other Instagram account. I have ianreject, but I have another Instagram account called Ian Editorial, and it's basically like a block feed where everything kind of flows together. I call it the Diary of Ian Serene because it's kind of like it documents everything in my life. I don't know where this will end up, but I realized that I entirely forgot to transition into the essay part of the challenge. So I'm leaving this little moment here so I can explain to you what I wrote for my essay. And my essay, that goes with what you submit, because you could submit like 1 to 3 things. The essay was gonna be about like those 1 to 3 things. I was like, I forgot that I had to write this essay. And the video kind of explains how I made what I made. So like, low-key, can you just go watch the video? And that was my essay. I'm not gonna say how that turned out, but it turned out. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I guess you'll have to stay tuned for if I got into Parsons or not. And if I've changed the video title already, then you already know. So that is the tea. Thank you so much for watching. I have nothing else to say. I'm really sorry for this rough intro and outro, and more content is coming very soon. So stay tuned, and thank you so much. I don't have anything else to say. Bye.